Hey everyone, this is Gary Kay from the rAVe agency, and I'm excited to be bringing to you an event today live on LinkedIn with LG Electronics. I have a guest with me today, and we're going to talk all about transparent OLED and all the awesome things that you can do with transparent OLED. The big thing about transparent OLED is that it's more than a display. It's really an art form. It's digital architecture. It's augmented reality. It's everything all wrapped into one. And Seamus Walsh from LG Electronics Europe. How are you doing today, Seamus?
Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. Thank you. Looking forward to the discussion.
I am too. We're live right now. It's 2:30 here in Europe. We're live, coming to you live on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining us for this event. And Seamus, you've been quoted as saying that TOLED, or transparent OLED, is digital architecture for augmented spaces. Can you describe to me what you meant by that?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so traditionally, I think when architects, interior designers, whoever is responsible for a physical space, be that a retail site, a workplace, whatever it may be, have thought of digital as something that they apply to the space once the space is already designed and built and it's there. But transparent OLED is really a new form of technology that is designed to be part of that space. So because it has almost the same degree of transparency as any regular window or glass or transparent partition, but it has that high resolution, full color image display capabilities, it's a way to have that same window become a transparent window, for example, and even now can be an interactive, transparent digital window. And that, I think, is the essence of this term digital architecture. It's where the digital components become part of the space itself.
And so instead of having to augment the space itself with a flat panel display, which is there's still a lot of applications for that. Let's be honest. You're still going to have meeting rooms where you're putting in LCDs and you're putting in other display technologies. And we, of course, have LED and other display technologies that are out there. But instead of in a meeting space, and there are some other options there, right? I mean, what you're describing here in a meeting space is replacing walls and windows with a display technology. And we're showing that now, that allows you to not only use the display as a presentation space, but also an interactive space.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you said at the start, actually, it's that idea of an augmented space. So instead of just applying something to it, we take the design from the point of view of the architecture itself and say, what can we add that's going to improve or enhance the experience of the people using this space? So if there's a natural view there, whether it is over a lobby or looking outside or whatever it may be, we don't want to lose that view. But is there valuable data, metrics, other information, could be sort of internal signage that we can add on top of that is going to create a certain benefit for the users of that space, but also probably enhance the ambience. We can add creative content over the top of that as well. And so it does become very multi-purpose, multifunctional, but it's an integral part of the space.
It's interesting that you point out, it's the way I kind of look at this is that you're providing something that has never even been thought of before. So one of the hardest parts for an integrator here is it's to create the new concept that you've never seen before. I mean, like the closest we've seen to this is a movie, Minority Report 20 some years ago, right? I mean, the concept of this was kind of broached in that movie, but since then we haven't actually seen it in practical reality. And I think the most popular way I've seen it displayed is in retail applications. But I saw a video the other day that I'm going to pop up here right now of like transforming a space that you wouldn't even think about transforming a subway, right? I mean, there's so many opportunities here where you can like just do some amazing things. Like in this case, where this is the windows of the subway, which who wants to look at the tiles of a subway station anyway? And you're using it both for wayfinding and for digital retail You could use it for advertising. You could use it. I mean, it's kind of endless, right? I mean, you're kind of providing an endless digital canvas.
Absolutely. And this one I think is really cool. And we've started to see a few similar use cases to this one now. So we've had windows in subway cars, but equally we've had bus windows being fitted out as a transparent OLED window now. And I think this is where you say there is an inherent purpose behind the regular window that we don't want to lose. You know, we want that natural light. We want to have the people riding on that bus or that subway to see what is beyond it. But like you say, if you're a commuter or whatever, that's going to get repetitive. And there is additional information we can overlay on top of that. You know, what are the connection transit times for the upcoming station, as an example? So that's pretty cool. But I also find it funny that you mentioned Minority Report, because this product, still to this day, I get customers saying to me, hey, what about that one, you know, the Minority Report screen? Yeah, I know what you mean. It is one of those things that feels still perhaps more futuristic than it is. For us, it's an established product.
I mean, you've had this product for 5 or 6 years now, and the most common application I've seen it is in retail applications. Here's a video that we're going to pop up here in just a second of it being used in a retail application to sort of describe the product in more detail, but also add sort of like an immersive kind of essence to the, you know, shopping for a bike can be boring, right? I mean, it's an essential thing, but it can be boring, but all of a sudden you've immersed them in the product.
And I think that's a good word for it, that it's immersive. It has that effect of drawing people in. So we see it a lot in retail. We see it in product configurators and sort of product exploration. And you know, as the cost of retail floor space goes up, and you have retailers who really want to get the most out of their investment in every square meter of space that they're putting in, this is a great way to showcase products or even options among products that they can't stock maybe, but they want people to be able to overlay them on top of the one that they do have in stock, or to see what those different options would look like with what is in stock. And that then leads into opening up an e-commerce parallel channel to the in-store channel.
Especially since it's interactive, right? I mean, you literally have the touch capability that could be added to this, and the point of purchase that could be added to this, which cuts down costs and labor. And also, you made a really good point of front of house versus back of house, right? There's a movement, and it actually started in Europe. Actually, the movement started of making the front of house smaller and the back of house larger. It's cheaper to outfit that back of house because we don't have to worry about the decoration. But the OLED, the transparent OLED, becomes part of the architecture of the store. It fits in. It doesn't become intrusive like you would with a sort of like standard display format, but also can be part of the actual transaction for the sale itself. That's pretty amazing. And there's other applications too. That I'm going to show a video now of a museum. We're going to actually show a case study. So I want everyone to watch this. This is an amazing case study. This is the Dolly Museum. So let's let everybody listen to this and watch it themselves.
El Teatro Museo Dalí ofrece una experiencia única, puesto que permite al visitante explorar el universo daliniano, no solo a través de sus obras, sino también a través de un espacio concebido y creado por él mismo, por el propio artista. En este espacio, el visitante también es invitado a descubrir algunas creaciones, diría, muy originales, que reflejan esta búsqueda de Dalí por el efecto de la tridimensionalidad.
Cuando confeccionamos el plan de transformación digital de la Fundación, definimos una serie de objetivos, entre los que destacan la sostenibilidad y la conservación de la obra mediante el uso de tecnología. Hemos podido cumplir estos objetivos mediante la tecnología emergente que nos facilita esta pantalla OLED transparente del eje. Buscábamos un soporte distinto, disruptivo y que cediera todo el protagonismo a la obra. Y para ello necesitábamos una pantalla con la capacidad de adaptarse a un espacio tan especial y que facilitara la convivencia entre lo físico y lo virtual en perfecta armonía.
Nosotros integramos de manera muy vanguardista la alta tecnología que podemos aportar con soluciones de diseño perfectamente integradas dentro del entorno de un museo. La pantalla OLED transparente es una pantalla de 55 pulgadas que se integra perfectamente dentro de cualquier entorno. Esta tecnología es única porque gracias a sus píxeles autoluminiscentes permiten que la calidad de la imagen, de los colores y de la realidad de lo que transmite sea absolutamente perfecta. Los visitantes quedan absolutamente pasmados ante la calidad de esta imagen y que pueden interactuar con la propia pantalla, siendo táctil la pantalla también.
Fue fácil tomar la decisión de contar con LG para afrontar este nuevo reto. LG entendió desde el primer momento nuestras necesidades y ha trabajado con nosotros para que el resultado final fuera el esperado.
Esta tecnología aporta una alta innovación y una exclusividad que solamente LG puede ofrecer.
That's beautiful. Y'all, that is an amazing installation. I personally cannot wait to go see this. I love the concept of how this is part of the art. It's part of the art. It's like literally part of the art. But that can be done in workspaces too. I mean, you can transform a workspace. It's almost like we should start over in the way that we're thinking about designing the spaces that we're working in every day. Seamus?
Yeah, that's a really timely question as well. I think, coming out of the COVID pandemic, we've seen businesses and organizations working on how they should restructure their workplaces. And we've seen a lot of consolidation. We've seen companies that are moving to a smaller workplace area because they have staff who are now hybrid working. And yet they want those places to be more attractive to come to be more conducive to a collaborative working environment, to still feel open and friendly, but to be safe and secure at the same time. And OLED works very well at supporting those different ideals. So for example, I find it a great solution to making a space feel very open and light and airy.
Yeah, I mean, it's glass, right?
It's a physical barrier.
Yeah.
So it's different from putting in that big, traditional LCD panel, which is a black rectangle that you can't see through. You can achieve the same content, so the same functionality.
Well, let's talk about content for a second, because I know how to design content for that black rectangle really well because I have tools like PowerPoint and things like that. How hard is it to do the content, and how do you do the content on a transparent OLED?
Yeah, great question. So it is surprisingly simple. Essentially, because of the nature of how OLED works, anything in your content that is black will look transparent, because OLED translates black to the OLEDs are off.
So you just put black where you want it to be see-through.
Exactly. Okay. And that's all it is. So you can, if you're just showing some creative,
that's the off state. Yeah.
And so regular 16:9 contents, black background, it'll be transparent except for the colors. And hey, that's the other thing.
And I mean, let's talk about the colors for a second. The highest contrast ratio. I mean, you're going to get a higher out of OLED. Even the competition admits OLED looks better than any of the other display.
It just does.
I mean, everyone admits that OLED looks better because it has a much higher contrast ratio. Like when you have black or blacks, you're going to have white or whites, which means by definition you're going to have a higher contrast ratio. But there's still some. I want to show another case study really quick. Ella the barista video. I want to pop that up here, and I'm going to have them watch this case study because this is a great example of how you can really immerse the client and the customers in the product.
Hi there, my name is Keith Tan. I'm the founder and CEO of Crown Digital. 4 years ago, we started off as a traditional cafe here in Singapore. As we scaled the business, we faced a lot of challenges, in the traditional business model. And then we thought perhaps we can then leverage on robotics and AI to solve the labor issues we have, and then to reach out to our customers digitally. That's how Ella was formed. As a retailer running a traditional coffee shop, we understand about the customer experience, how we build relationship with customers. You know, the barista is always meeting customers, remembering their names. And when we want to port into a autonomous robotic solution, we have to then think about how to replicate that experience digitally. And that's how we came up with a tagline, experiences that matter. From the early stages of development, we realized that, you know, using a glass panel where you can see Ella in at the background making coffee, that's not good enough. We wanted an immersive experience for customers, and that content being able to flash to customers targeted advertising, that's what we were looking for. And I thought that would be a very important real estate, and by having a transparent OLED would be able to bring about that experience, and that's how we got in touch with LG. So we're searching for transparent OLED screens in the market. There aren't many players, and in fact LG were the only ones with it.
Hi, my name is Jackie Jung. I'm Product Director of Commercial Display and Hotel TV business in LG Electronics in Singapore. I supply actually the LG Transparent OLED display to actually Crown Coffee to complete the Ella project, which is the final elements. LG Transparent OLED is very unique product. You can see through the display, so it can give you a lot of innovative usage for your life. Our Transparent OLED is installed in front of the Ella. It can display your order and then the payment process as well. At the same time, how does your coffee is made actually from the robotic barista. I wish there will be the more Crown Coffee to coming up, use our Transparent OLED display, because our Transparent OLED display is open up the one layer of the limitation for the usage. So I wish not only for the F&B business, I want to see also this one to apply to other business area as well.
LG has given me a lot of support from day one, and then I think working with LG has been fantastic.
I want to go back to the workplace really quick. I mean, first off, these are great videos and great applications. I mean, I think this is helping the audience, and thanks for joining us on LinkedIn, everyone. I appreciate it. And of course, you can put your comments in here. I should have mentioned that up front. If you want questions answered and you have any questions for us, just comment below. We'll answer those questions because we're online watching this, and the LG reps are on here watching it as well. But let's go back to the workspace really quickly, because we have the ability to also do this. We don't have to put it in as a permanent display technology, right? We can make this sort of portable and actually do wall dividers portable.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, I think we're seeing increasingly coming out of the pandemic that workplaces are creating multidiscipline spaces, multifunctional spaces, and so this is a major part of that. We see it across different kinds of workplace. So it's the traditional office, but we even see it at, for example, production sites, control centers, where you have related teams working on their own work. So you might have, if it's a production site, there's a production floor and there's a back office. The back office guys want to see the production floor, but they also want to see those key metrics put up on top of that as well. To give you an example. So then I think it really comes into its own in the workplace in that sort of
the idea that it can be portable too, and you can build a meeting space ad hoc, but have the interactive display space as well. I'm about to blow people away with this one though, because imagine a door being a transparent OLED, and what you could really transport it's almost like you're entering a new world in a way, right? With a technology like this.
Yeah, definitely. And again, for me, this goes back to that concept of digital architecture, because now even if you're thinking you're going to put in an automatic sliding door, that can be a piece of digital architecture, even a digital art installation in itself. So this one is actually, it's a collaboration between LG Electronics and the company Assa Abloy, which is one of the market leaders of these kind of doors. And we've come together to create something that's really unique. But again, this is an established product. So this isn't just a concept. This is something that can be implemented today. It's a really neat installation.
And of course, obviously, there's a lot of opportunities for us where we're going to be doing retail. I mean, digital signage is a huge growing segment of the market. There's still going to be a lot of applications for this in retail for both signage and even, not just wayfinding and signage, but also in retail, point of purchase, and exploration of the product itself, right? I mean, sort of learning more about the product itself. So I've got a video of a retail, another retail application for this technology here that we're going to pop up here. And in this case, we're simply using it as a point of purchase display, information display, right? I mean, these are readily available, and it means that you don't have to move the product over for the display. You can actually have the product in the display and the product demo and the display content to be part of one display in the space itself. Seamus?
Yeah, definitely. And let's not forget the quality of the image on this. You've got a really crisp full HD image with that wonderful OLED color combined with an amazing product. They both enhance each other in a way. And having this built into the furniture as a piece of the architecture, I think helps convey that brand messaging that we are a creative, we are a modern brand. Here's our product, here's our content, here's our space, and you're sort of experiencing it all at once. It becomes very powerful in retail. Yeah.
Now remember, for all of you watching live here on LinkedIn here in Europe, we're talking about everything that is available today. This is stuff that is available today. This is not like future proof of concept stuff we're talking about here. All of these applications and what we've been showing you is available today. So what we want you to do is click the links that are included in this video below, and that way you can get more information on this technology. It's transparent OLED, OLED-T, T-OLED, whatever you want to call it. It's ultimately transparent OLED technology. OLED has been around for more than 10 years now. Transparent OLED has been around for a little more than 5 years now. So this is not like something that is proof of concept. You're going to be putting in something that's beta. You're going to be putting in a final product. Seamus, this has been a great opportunity to talk live with you and learn more about the technology and share the knowledge with the industry as a whole. And I really appreciate you taking the time to do this today. And I hope that all of you have enjoyed this. We're going to kind of hang out here on LinkedIn for a little bit longer, answer some of those questions that have popped up in the comments section here on LinkedIn. But Seamus, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Gary, thank you. And thanks to rAVe. It's been a good discussion. Hopefully it's been sort of interesting and useful for people. But yeah, we're here, we're answering questions, and there's the links below. So come get some more information there.
And this is Gary Kay with the rAVe Agency. I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to thank you for your time and hope you have a great rest of the week.
Thank you.